night number 43 of History Bedtime Stories in bed in our pajamas. If you have ever driven down Woodward Avenue in Detroit, you've seen Rodin's The Thinker. But Detroit's thinker isn't the only thinker out there thinking. In fact, Francois Augustus Rene Ratan, who was a French sculptor who lived from 1841 to 1917, produced dozens of these sculptures during his lifetime, and many more were cast from the original plasters following his death. Now, Rodin originally envisioned the thinker as part of this big monumental sculpture that he had entitled The Gates of Hell. But as he starts working on the thinker, which he envisions as the powerful internal struggle of the creative human mind, he realizes that this piece can be a stand-alone. In 1904, he first exhibits the thinker on its own in the monumental scale, which is what we have today in front of the Detroit Institute of Arts on Woodward, in 1904 at a Paris salon. The display, the exposition does very, very well. The show does very well for him. And a German collector named Dr. Max Linz buys the number 3 monumental sculpture of Rodin's The Thinker. He holds on to it until 1922, when Detroit's own Horace Rackham purchases the statue and donates it to the Detroit Institute of Art. It has sat on Woodward in front of the museum since that time. Now, Horace Rackham made a killing for himself. He was a lawyer, but his big money-making scheme was that he was an original investor in the third Henry Ford Motor Company, the Ford Motor Company. And as an early investor, when his shares were purchased back under Edsel Ford for the Ford Motor Company in 1919, he got $12.5 million. $12.5 million today would be over $250 million bucks. He was incredibly wealthy, and Horace Rackham was just a really good guy. Detroit is lucky he was ours. He helped support the Detroit Zoo. He helped support the law library, which still bears his name in downtown Detroit, and he purchases Rodin's The Thinker for the city. Today, the piece is still displayed in its original 1922 location, but you can see lots of other thinkers around the country. The Cleveland Museum of Art has one, the University of Louisville, Lakeland Cemetery in Belgium, the Met in New York City, and it even sits atop the tomb of Rodin and his wife in France. I hope you're enjoying History Bedtime Stories. Wash your hands. We'll see you tomorrow night.